Hello everybody, welcome back to another Trailmakers video, and today I'm going to be giving a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a quantum drive with variable thrust. So now before I get started, I want to illustrate what a quantum drive is and why this new system of variable thrust is so important. So a quantum drive is a method of propulsion that involves the quantum rudders that were added with the space update, and you can see if we activate this, it's basically instant acceleration, and it stays at a very consistent, steady speed. So I built this nice fighter craft based around it. But the problem with quantum propulsion is it's instant. What that means is if I wanted to go in reverse, if I want to go in reverse, it instantly goes in reverse, instantly goes forward, like this. Now the reason why this is a problem is because if you wanted to do a dogfight with this sort of thing, as you're trying to get into a turn fight, you are always this speed, and you're never going to lose your speed. So if someone has a faster turn rate, then there's nothing you can do. What this system does is it basically allows you to lower the amount of speed you have with this accumulator. So max speed is 500. I can lower it from anywhere from 500 down to about 60. And, oops, I turned it off. And so in a turn fight, that will allow you to basically have as much maneuverability as you want, which really fits the theme for like some sort of alien aircraft. Like you can see right now, my turn circle is really tight, and it's only flying at 230. But then if I need to get out, you can just take off. So I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. Let's get on with the tutorial. Alright, so first step is I'm going to show you guys how to build the entire quantum drive, and then we're going to add the extra logic that allows you to control the speed. So this will serve as a useful tutorial if you don't know how to build a quantum drive in the first place. So first you're going to want to make 10 of these, so one's here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that's 10 total. And we're just going to center this, just because. Okay, so now that we have our line here, we're going to add a rotating servo in. We're going to turn it upside down and then make the red face in like this. Then move it over. So it's sitting here like this, and we're going to need 6 total. So just add 5 more. Now that we have 5 here, we're going to go to frames and we're going to find these grid blocks. And we're going to want just 2 of them like that. That's all. And now we're going to want all these on the bottom. So I'm just going to copy them down and make sure they're facing like this. Alright, you guys, so now that these are placed in, we're going to want to copy this down, this whole top row of 10 blocks here. We're going to copy it down. Just so it's like this, lines up evenly. Now that we have this done, we're going to highlight all these servos here, and we're just going to copy and paste them over to the other side so that we have this kind of even structure. Now, if you're planning on incorporating this into any sort of build, it's very important that your build has a very equal weight to it and is very aerodynamic. Otherwise, you're going to encounter many stability problems. So now that we have this, we're going to go in here and we're going to find our quantum rudders. And we're going to copy one like this and put another one back here like this. Now, depending on your build, it might be better to have them like this in this configuration. But for this one, because it's a smaller build, we're just going to run 2. I would not recommend doing anything under 2. If you put 1, it gets very unstable. So now that we have these 2 here, we're going to set the strength to 2, turn rate to 0, and make sure they have no controls at all. Alright, so now that that's there, we're going to copy these over. And for some reason, they still have controls. Oops. There. Now, if we copy these over, I'll put them right here, and we're going to make sure, again, no controls, settings are set correctly, and we're going to rotate them just like that, and make sure they're lined up so that this is facing this way, this is facing this way. Now that we're here at this point, we have to make sure that all these servos are set to the max speed. Oops. So let's highlight them all. Alright, so now that everything's highlighted, I would like to mention that you can make a button that activates them to full speed for like a hyperdrive sort of thing. I will show how to do that later. But anyways, we're going to set the speed to 2 on all of them. Angle all the way to infinity. Strength 100. Hold position on. That's very important. Make sure you tick that. And now we are done in here. And now the next step is we have to make sure all these are spinning in the same direction. So select all your servos here. Make sure there's no controls, because for some reason Trailmakers is extra buggy today. And now we want to make sure that both this side and this side are spinning in. So green, this means it's spinning in the way we want it to, clockwise. And this side is not spinning clockwise. Now that's a problem. So what we're going to do is we are going to flip this like this. And now they should be spinning clockwise. Yup. Green, green. Perfect. Now this is spinning clockwise at the top, but not at the bottom. So we're going to flip these. Basically, we're just trying to have all the green point in. And now this is the point where you can add your control block, your hyperdrive button. So I'm going to do H for mine. If you're on controller, it does not matter what you do at all. Alright, now that we're at this point, we're going to get a cockpit of our choosing. I'm just going to use the normal one, just because. Now, make sure this is in the center. Oops. The center would be right here. So make sure this is in the center, and then you also want to make sure it's in the center this way, otherwise you're going to have some weird rolling effect. And then we're going to move this forward, and I'm just going to slap on a gyroscope, and of course some wedges for stability, because again, very important that it's aerodynamic as well, even though we have a giant brick here, but that does not matter. We're going to leave room in the back for a logic, and now we are going to place 2 gyros here. This will be for your pitch and yaw. Or not yaw, your pitch and roll, sorry. Now we're going to highlight both of these, make sure green is pointing down, and it is. Set this to whatever you want, does not matter. I'm going to set strength to 10. I'm going to set strength on this to 10. Again, set it to whatever you want. Just 10 makes it more responsive. And now we're going to just put these blocks right here. Oops. We're going to make sure these are going up. And then we're going to need a 1x2 at the top here. Just like that. Alright, you guys. So after you have your cockpit and this all done, we're going to take a look back over at the servos, because these are not working at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip them back down. Like this. And we're going to flip these ones, which are facing down, back up. Now, we're going to highlight all these right here. And we are simply going to set the speed to -2. Like that. Alright, you guys. Now that this is set to -2, we're going to go to these sets right here. Or sorry, this set down here. And we're going to set this to -2. Oops. And as you can see, when we press our H button, we zoom at nearly 600 miles per hour. So the next step in our process is now we have to make it so we can control the speed, because right now it's 0, 600. 600 to 0 instantly. No control at all. So the first thing you're going to need, of course, is going to be an accumulator. So we're going to take the accumulator, which looks like this. Nope, not that, sorry. Which looks like this. Alright guys, so now we have our accumulator. And we're not even going to adjust the settings yet. Before we touch anything else, we're going to get the brand new, where is it? Comparison gate, which is this. And we're going to need 6 of them. So let's just copy that 5 times. So we have 6 logic gates, comparison gates, and then 1 accumulator. And what we're going to do is we're first going to set the accumulator to have a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 100 and a scale of 100. And we're going to set this to whatever button you want to hold to increase speed and whatever button you want to hold to decrease speed. And then don't touch anything else. Next, you're going to hook this logic block into all 6 of these gates right here. Once you have them all hooked into the gate, we're going to click on all these gates and we're going to change a few settings collectively on them. Well, not really. Basically, all we're going to do is we're going to change this to greater equals. And then don't touch anything after that. Now, this is the part where we input our values, so listen carefully. The first comparison gate we're going to open up, and we're going to set the threshold to 16. The second comparison gate, we're going to open it up, set the threshold to 32. And then the next one is 48. The next one is 64. The one after that is 80, and the last one is 100. Oops. Make sure you don't do what I just did and accidentally put it in the output field. So just make sure these are all set correctly, and they are. And now, this is all hooked up, and now what you're gonna see is actually if we spawn in here, as we hold space, you can see them light up sequentially. So that's kind of your throttle. That's how it works. You can't just plug an accumulator into a servo. It doesn't really work like that. So this was my workaround. So once you're at this step, now this is probably the hardest part and where things can go wrong. If for some reason your throttle doesn't work, this is likely where things went wrong, and you should definitely check and triple check actually that you did this right. So select your first gate and you want to click these servos. Basically, you're going to do this for each one. So 4 servos in order. Now you're going to click this gate and the next set of servos like this, and so on for each gate. And now we're on to this gate, so 4. Now we're on to this gate. And now we're on to the last gate. Oops. Make sure that doesn't happen. Alright, now we have all the gates linked up. And if we spawn in, you will see that now we can start flying at a low speed. And as we hold down our spacebar, we can sequentially increase our speed. And then if we hold it all the way down, we go max speed. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.